Hi, this is Gemini Dhar. Welcome to the Take Charge Gemini Dhar show. And I have been on this journey for women empowerment, and I've been helping women and women entrepreneurs become stronger and stronger, financially stronger, emotionally stronger, and professionally grow. So, my journey as a fashion designer for last 3 decades has brought me a lot of joy, a lot of freedom, a lot of strength. And there was a time in my life when I lost it all. I'm talking of precisely 8 years back. I lost it all. Yes, I was on ground zero and I restarted my life. And the only reason that I could succeed in life is I believed in myself. I worked on myself and I put myself in places where I could grow. And in my journey, I've been meeting some amazing leaders, personalities across the world who have encouraged me, who have inspired me, and who have helped me grow. So today I have a guest with me. Her name is Rheet Shroff. Rheet has been really special for me because I was zero at networking. I didn't know anything about meeting people, understanding people. And she walks into this room one day, and I look her, and I have seen her stand tall in front of a lot of leaders. She's not too tall in height, but she's really tall in her achievements, in her personality, in her confidence. So she walks into this room, and all these entrepreneurs are looking at her with starry eyes, and she walks and she talks about, and I just got inspired. I just got inspired from her and say, I want to be there. And we won't believe it, I was the president of my chapter, right, I think in 4 to 5 months of being in presence of Rheet. So she impacted my thought process, she impacted me, and she inspired me. So Rheet is the assistant area director of BNI Mumbai. She's a global leader. But I loved it when I asked her, Rheet, what do you do? She said, I'm a homemaker and a business lady. And precisely that touched my heart because a lot of women want to give up their responsibilities as mothers, as daughters, or as women, and they want to be like men. They want to go out there and they want to have the freedom to go to any meeting anywhere and impress people and just think about themselves. But I think she has got it all clear. She wants her family first and then her profession. And believe me, she doesn't do justice to a profession. She just loves it, and she's given her dedication. And when I see her standing among hundreds and thousands of leaders, and people are clapping away to glory when she's talking, it just makes me feel proud. These are the kind of women I want to bring to you. And I want Reed to introduce herself the way she is. But more than anything else, I am super impressed and super inspired by Reed, and that's why she's on my show today. So Reed, over to you. Welcome to my show.
Thank you so much, Gemini. Thank you for having me. I must confess, Gemini, that I have never been on an interview before. So this is going to be a first for me. I'm a little nervous. I'm very excited. So thank you so much. This is going to be very special. The first ones always are.
So when you say you are nervous, I don't believe you. It's like a white lie because the kind of confidence you have, to make all the leaders dance. I mean, I at your fingertips, I may say, in a good way. That I have seen, people who are in the industry for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years of experience, 30 years of experience, financial planners, doctors, lawyers, engineers. Oh, they look at you with so much awe. And I want to be a woman like that people admire and people inspire. Why they look at you? Because Reet, you add so much value to their lives. Every word you say, every idea you have, every thing that you speak to them makes sense to them. Otherwise, men looking at women and cheering them and clapping, it's not an easy task, believe me. So while across the world women are respected, they are loved, they are understood, but to be admired, to be an inspiring person, you really need to have it in you, and I think you have that in you. Reet, tell us more about the little Reet and how this Reet has come about. So I want to know your journey. That what kind of an individual you were as a girl? Were you a very strong personality? Were you a very quiet one? What is it that you had, as a child?
You could probably say that I was completely opposite to what I am today. When I was little, I was very timid. People sitting across me could never hear me. I used to speak so softly, and yeah. And with pride, I'd say that I was a very obedient child of my parents. I loved to study. That was the only thing I wanted to do all my life: study, study, study. I wanted to grow to be a chartered accountant, And I was a very family girl. I always wanted to be surrounded by family. I loved my family. So yeah, I mean, a bookworm. My friends used to call me a bookworm. And excelling in whatever I had with me is something that I it was there. I realized it much later, but I always wanted to give everything my 200% and see success 100%. I don't know, that was just in me always.
Wow. And you know what? I've been the opposite. I've been stubborn. I've never got along with my mom. We like a Tom and Jerry relationship. I am so bad with my grammar that even today my daughter corrects me. And when I wrote my first book and I published as an author, I was surprised myself that wow, you did such a huge job. Like writing a book was never. So I've been in complete opposite. And you know what? I want the women across the globe to understand that it's not who you are, it's where you put yourself in what kind of
Absolutely.
environment you put yourself in, that's going to really groom you and grow you. And it's possible for a very what you can say, a person like me who's very stubborn to become compassionate, understanding, loving. That's what I get most of the time. And for somebody like you who's been a very meek, mild, and like a very timid person, to become this wow leader, like a tigress. So yeah, Reed, so what happened? How did you change? And where, I mean, I when I was speaking to you, you told me that you love dancing and you chose to be a
Yeah.
choreographer. So tell us more
Yes.
about it.
So I was very young when I got married, and I think that changed me a lot because I came into Mumbai. I'm not originally from Mumbai, and I came into Mumbai, and Mumbai was a different world compared to where I come from. So it took me almost 2 years to adjust to the city. Every day of those 2 years, I used to think, "What am I doing here?" I have no the hustle and the bustle. People are just running. I was like, that's not me. I'm a very slow person. I like to spend time having tea. I like to nap in the afternoon for 2 hours. I'm that person. So what exactly is happening around me? But it all changed the day I decided to just work. Okay, and it just happened that I didn't even do it professionally. I took up my first choreography project, and it just came to me. I did it as a social service to one of my friends, and from there on, the it was appreciated so much that I actually decided to take it up professionally. And this actually happened. So it also has a lot to do with me doing my masters after my marriage. So my husband was very clear that he wanted me to study and complete my education because I was so strongly inclined towards education. So he really encouraged me to finish my masters, which I did. I did my MCOM and from home after marriage, and then I had my first child. So choreography actually happened after my first child. So I think my first child brought a lot of that into me. He's, I think, very very responsible for bringing this change in my life. When people coming into your life, the aura changes, the numbers change, whatever you call it, all
Of
of that
course,
changes.
of course.
And I think that kind of took me onto my professional path. So like I said, I was very timid. I was a family girl. When I got married, I was ready. In fact, I that's how I was brought up. I was ready to be a homemaker, a home manager, and nothing else. Very content with that at that point. So having a career was never on the charts, was never even thought about ever. you know so that is how. And then choreography started, and it was so good. And I had such a supportive in-laws family and everybody that they encouraged me to do it. They took care of the little things that were being ignored because of that. And it happened. And once choreography happened, I started realizing that, okay, I didn't even know that I had it in me to have a career. So it just happened. And slowly,
Wow.
steadily, I started realizing that yes, I can be a working mother, a working wife. I can do different things at the same time. So that's where it
So
all
it's
started.
it's such an irony that you and me are on the same frame today, and two opposite women, I can say opposite definitely, but on the same path. Because when I was like a hardcore business person, and I had never thought I'll sit at home or I'll take care of children. I was so unaware of motherhood that when I became a mother, I was like thrilled, I was mad, I was crazy, I was so happy to have a daughter. I wanted a girl, and I got a girl because I was a designer. I wanted to, put the best on her and dress her up and all. So I wanted a girl. I said, what will I dress up a boy into? So I want a girl, and I got a girl. But then life transformed. I mean, transformed in the way that I came back to reality, that it was like, late nights and I couldn't leave her back. I didn't have good house help, and unfortunately I didn't have so much support at home as much as for the kids. I had support that I could work, but I didn't have enough because they were all not staying with me. They were all far off, and it wasn't possible for everybody to quit their work and come and help me. So my mom helped me out with my kid, but I started taking my daughter with me to my work, and till she started, crawling around and talking around and moving around, she used to come. So everybody in my office was babysitting while I was working. So from working from 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, I started working gradually 2 hours a day. And you won't believe it, Reed, I made the maximum amount of money when I was working 2 hours a day because I was so well organized, so well
Yes.
planned. I had backup, I had things sorted, and I was not wasting my time. And my daughter was a sign of prosperity in my life because I grew like mad, after she came. So I believe that. So then what happened? After you had your first baby, what was it? So you became a professional after being a mother. That's amazing,
Yeah.
because a lot of professional women today don't want to have children because they are very scared that they may not be able to take care of the children or the responsibility. And I tell a
No,
lot
no,
of
no.
my friends that motherhood is something that's going to bring you to the next level, but they are so scared at times. I can. So I
So
mean, it's great that you started after being a mother.
So on that note, I think it is very important to be a role model for your children.
True.
It is quite understood in the world that if you are independent, if you are working towards something that you really enjoy, your children look up to you. They don't take you for granted, and that is extremely important. So when I see my children having respect for me because they see me putting in hours, working apart from taking care of them and looking after the home, whatever I can do over there, they look at me with respect, value what I do, and
Yes.
that is important to be a role model. So we must definitely not give up. That is extremely, because you didn't give up. You took your daughter to
Yeah.
work and you didn't give up. So having children or being married doesn't mean that you need to give up on yourself. In fact, when you
Yeah.
are happy, you can make others more happy. So it's very
100%.
important to be happy yourself. It all comes from there. It all comes from feeding your own passion first.
And like they say, their children don't listen to what you say to them, they do what you do. They just look at you. And Reed, last 8 years has been so much turmoil in my life, but they've been the best years of my life because I've tested myself, I've understood, I've discovered myself, I knew my strengths, I tested my strengths as well, and I also tested the worst part of me, my anger, my frustration, how to get over it. So I think all that journey has impacted my children, and that's why I have the youngest entrepreneur at the age of 13 in my family. So in 2020, when so many people were losing jobs and they were going through turmoil, my son started as an entrepreneur. He started coaching, he learned, he certified himself, and he made some good money in 2020, which I
Amazing.
was shocked because I never thought that he had it in him. You know, but all this is a rub off of what I am doing, and probably
Exactly.
that makes me more responsible, that whatever I say, whatever I do is having a deep impact on my children. I knew that this happened, but I had not witnessed it, in real life. And
Yeah.
so, Reed, so after choreography, what did you do? I mean, how did you?
After
What's
choreography, it
the?
went on for a couple of years, and then I happened to join a networking platform called BNI, and BNI took me on another path. So when I started choreography, I realized I could be an entrepreneur. When I joined BNI, I realized I could be a leader as well. So BNI gave me a platform where I could actually discover my leadership skills, discover that impacting others' lives, like you said earlier, makes me very happy. It gives me a lot of immense satisfaction that positively impacting the life of entrepreneurs is can be so wonderful, and that is the platform that BNI gave me. And
Yeah, and I want to know more about BNI, but before that, I remember speaking to you, and you told me that your family needed you, and you moved over your career from choreography to into textile,
events.
and
So
it's basically two different worlds. It's like if I'm an accountant and you ask me to go and dance, I can't do it. But the thing is that you shifted from a very very different profession to a new profession. So what
yeah,
were the kind of a lot of people shift over in their life. Like I have been a fashion designer for 3 decades now, but I shifted into coaching, And when I came into this new territory, I was like, मेरे से होगा कि नहीं, will I be able to do it? Because I was on the top of my career and suddenly
Right.
I gave up what I had, or I had to give up what I had, and then I started something new. And there were so many doubts in my mind ki, will I be able to provide value? Will I be a good coach? Will I be able to help? But gradually when I started learning and the confidence came and I started working with people and I saw the results, I felt no, this is meant for me. This is my calling. So I think you shifted from something to do with dance to something to do with fabrics, clothing. I like hardcore business. What were the thoughts? How did you bridge the gap? What did you do?
No, actually, there was something in between also. So, from once I was pregnant with my second child, so after I delivered him, I realized that I could not give my time to choreography because it was a lot of physical hours to be put in, and I wasn't able to keep up to that. After that, I actually moved into events. So I started organizing social events. I got into party planning because I used to love doing that, and that did very well for a couple of years, and again, very, very satisfying. But then I realized that, I think the family business also needed someone, to help them, support them, so I decided to shift and give my time to the family business as well. So just having someone there, learning from my father-in-law, he's amazing. He's like a saint, like a guru to me, and just learning from him, I thoroughly enjoyed that whole learning process. I'm still learning, but just being able to help him in that, again, gives me a lot of satisfaction. So that's a little bit that I'm trying to do for my family as well. But here again, BNI plays a major role because BNI has also, I'm also working with them now as one of the regional team, and being able to manage both is immensely satisfying.
So I think you've been in the limelight, always, right? From your time of party planning to later. You've been the apple of the eye of your in-laws, which is very, very rare in India, to be loved, a daughter-in-law to be loved and appreciated, and being encouraged. So a big kudos to your family for having such a beautiful, mindset and having that support system for a woman. And
Absolutely.
Reet, a lot of people have joined us across the globe, and they may have questions. Unfortunately, I'm for my phone, I can't read a question if there is one. But what I wanted to ask you is, can you share in brief what exactly does BNI do, and how does it help you as an entrepreneur? You are a lady who joined, so I know you are on a very, very leadership level at the moment. But amazing, like, I'm somebody just a part of the organization who has been into leadership roles with BNI. But what exactly did BNI do to your mindset and to your character as such, other than your business?
So I joined BNI, like I said, as an entrepreneur. Like everyone who joins, BNI is a networking platform which helps you grow your business through. It's a referral organization. So I did kind of join it to grow my choreography business at that time. But soon I went into the leadership part of BNI, and I got into the regional team. Now, the benefit that I got from BNI, first and foremost, it's an amazing platform for women entrepreneurs. Even though I was pregnant with my second child, a chunk of it I was on bed rest. But never did BNI or the leaders at that time ever question me as to why am I missing, and they wanted, never did they ask me to step down. They just told me, do whatever you can do at the moment. It's a passing phase, it will pass. And that support that I got from BNI at that point was amazing. Another benefit, I think, also is that women tend to scare away from networking. Okay. Uh, Sometimes
You
women
asked
feel,
me, Reet, I was so bad with sales that when I used to get international clients, I could have done much more than what I did in my life. But unfortunately, I didn't know networking, I didn't know marketing and sales, and I left it to my better half, and he used to take care of everything. So I used to only be the creative part. So I grew a lot, but I grew only in one area of my life. And then I realized that as an entrepreneur, you need to grow in every area, because your weakness will become your failing point. Whatever you're weak at is going to take away whatever your strength is. So I realized that networking and marketing is so important that today, I cannot say that I have excelled, but I am every single day upgrading my skills, knowing more. And I think that's the, what you can say, networking and sales, these are the two areas in any business. If it is weak, then that will show on your
Yeah.
turnover, that will show on your profit and loss statement, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, so networking is extremely important because women tend to think that they can only network at kitty parties, which I think is totally wrong. Women can network anywhere and everywhere. And what does networking do? Networking. So when I joined BNI, I only had knowledge about choreography. I didn't have knowledge about any other industry around me. But today, after being in BNI for 9 years, I think I have knowledge about stocks. I can have conversations on wallpapers and furniture. I can easily have debates on politics. I can talk about anything and everything. I can judge whether a design made by a graphic designer is good enough or not. And that has happened only because I've been able to network with people from various industries, from various walks of life. I must have met thousands of people, spoken to them, tried to understand what they do. And just by doing that, the knowledge that I gain from for various industries just makes me wholesome. I can having a knowledge about everything is a gift, you know and for me, that gift has been given by BNI. So networking is very important. For all the women entrepreneurs, we must never shy away from contributing to conversations. We must never think that we are not good enough. Just listening to a
And
couple of people talk about business, we must not walk away from there that ye hamara zone nahi hai. No, it is pretty much our zone. Trust me, once you start, you will make some points that even the men around you will have to keep quiet, literally.
so Reet, earlier when I used to be among fashion designers, fabric suppliers, and people around my industry, I was the queen. I mean, I could talk anything, right from international fashion to local vendorship, or embroideries to fabrics to everything. I could speak about everything. But when I had to sit across with an engineer, when I had to sit across with a doctor, when I had to sit across with a lawyer, I was tongue tied. I mean, I didn't know what to speak. Today I can speak to a criminal lawyer. Today I can speak to a civil lawyer. Today I can speak to a turnkey contractor. Today I can talk about technology, IT, and you name it. And the other day I was coaching somebody and I was sitting across, and her uncle came in and he was into steel industry. And I'm a coach and I'm a designer. So he thought, isko kya pata hoga? What will she talk about? And we ended up having discussions about what kind of vendors he had, what kind of people he knew, what kind of progress he did. And it was like, my God, she's asking me so many questions about my business, and I was so comfortable. So I've
Yeah,
learned right from steel to gold to diamond to stock
everything.
market to everything. And I've just become so rich in my understanding that now it's effortless for me. In fact, this brings me to a level that I can sit and converse with leaders, I can sit and converse with
Exactly.
artists, I can sit and converse with any individual. And you know what? This is building me great relationships. So I'm not talking that it converts into money or business, but it converts into great relationship. So just day before, I got a call that I'm going to be interviewed by a Russian and a Ukrainian person, because they have a international TV channel where they want to share more about how you can add value to people's life. And I would get nervous, that what am I going to speak to somebody, what am I going to say. But now that I have so much, treasure of information or knowledge of understanding, it becomes, you can talk about so any part of the world. I just got onto a Zoom call and I can. That's the reason I've been able to have clients across the world. And
Yeah.
that too in an industry which is completely, you can say, I'm just 8 years old in what I'm doing, but I'm doing much more than I would have done in my other business in 10 years. So you know what, I have you today, and I would not want to miss this opportunity to tell all the women entrepreneurs who've joined us today, or any entrepreneur as such. You don't have to be a woman or a man, it could be a kid also. What are the things that gives you leadership skills? My first question is, what are the things that makes you a leader? What are your leadership qualities? How do you recognize them, and how do you nurture them? Because there are a lot of people who feel they are good as a yes person. So they look at a leader, they look at somebody who's very successful, and they say, they can do it, I cannot do it. So how do you develop leadership qualities in you? There cannot be a better person than you to share this.
First of all, like I say, you should not shy away. Always believe in yourself. That's the first step towards being a leader, is believe in yourself that what you think is right. and have positivity. Lot of people are so leaders are also good leaders and bad leaders. So bad leaders are the ones who think by spreading negativity, by demotivating, they can. It doesn't work that way. So positivity, having faith in yourself, and wanting to make a difference. The day you want to make a difference, you become a leader,
True.
because that's when you want to actually design a path. You want to design a path for others to follow so that the difference is made. So it's
True.
very important to do that. It's not that the path is going to be smooth. You are going to be having pebbles, you are going to stumble, you are going to have a fall, bruises, but it's all about getting up and still going on. So, having a vision is very important to be a leader. Where are you headed? Because if you're
True.
directionless, you're not a leader. So having that vision, wanting to make a difference, being positive, always getting up after you stumble, very important, very very important, and wanting to make
True.
that difference. If you have all these things, you're a leader. It's as simple as that. All of us have a leader within us.
So, Reet, talking about all these things, it all sounds very good. It sounds very easy, and it is not at all. Everybody is saying, "Oh, I'm a leader. I can do it." Tomorrow I am going to stand up and do it. So, tell me some vulnerable moments of your life, some difficult moments of your life uh, that your leadership skills helped you get over. What are the things that you have? I mean, did you have challenges in your life? What are the things that you normally struggle with? Because all successful women go through something, right? Every individual goes through something. But when you look at a successful person, you think it's easy for them. इसको दे आर बॉर्न लीडर्स, ये तो बचपन से ऐसे ही है, इसको तो सब मिल गया, शी इज गॉट द family, she's got the right learning, she's got the money, she's got the opportunities, everything has fallen into her lap, and now she's made it big. So what are the difficult parts of your journey that you would want to share with the audience?
I think the biggest challenge lies within myself of wanting to be a perfectionist. When you want to be a perfectionist, you want to be perfect at everything. You want to be a perfect wife, you want to be a perfect home manager, you want to be a perfect daughter, perfect mom, perfect entrepreneur, everything. And that itself is the biggest challenge, which I realized is not possible. Okay, you can't always be perfect at everything, and it's okay to be imperfect. It's absolutely okay to be imperfect as long as it's not harming you or people around you. So that, of course, other than that, I think time management is always a challenge, because you want to make sure the home is running well. You want to make sure that you're actively involved in your children's life. You're making sure those profits are coming in your company. You're making sure that wherever your social life is up to date. So time management is definitely one of the big challenges. But again, it's okay. It's absolutely okay if someday that project of school is a little incomplete, the homework is a little incomplete. It's okay if the vegetable you want to make at home that day is not in stock. It's absolutely okay. It's okay if you're tired and don't want to go for a party. You bunk it last minute. It's fine. One must not feel guilty about all of that. So time management, of course, balancing the various aspects in life is always a challenge for a women entrepreneur. But again, like I said, cannot give up. Just cannot give up. Every day,
Obviously.
new goals, new mantras. Every day is a new day, a new beginning, and it should be looked at that. So keep going on, keep going on and on. Other than that,
So
challenges, I'm really blessed. I don't think I've it's been difficult. I've had the platform to do whatever I wanted to do. I'm blessed that way.
amazing, that's beautiful, because I remember that in for me, my entrepreneurship was in stages. A woman entrepreneur who's a early mom, somebody who's a 10-year-old mom. Now I'm a mom of a teenager. So every part of my journey, I had to choose. Like I was speaking to you, I had to choose, but I had complete clarity, because there came a time when I had to decide what comes first, my work or my family. Because there had been challenges with health, there has been challenges with my children growing up, and a backup team. So if you have a good backup team, it becomes like more easier. But I have had challenges because I had this control issues. I could not let go of my children. I was not trusting enough to take my child and give it in somebody's hand and say, okay, you take care. So other than my mother and a few close family members, I was not able to give my children to daycare or something like that. So it was a huge challenge for me to manage an international business and my children. And then one fine day I decided, My priority is my children. So if my child has got 104 fever, the non living thing has to wait, the business has to wait.
Absolutely.
And when
Absolutely.
they became, when they grew up, then I could leave them back with fever, because I knew they would understand, they would call me, and I had proper things in place. So when I'm traveling, for my seminars, sometimes I get a call, mom, I've started vomiting, and I'm in other part of India or another part of the world, and I don't know what to do. So now I have everything in place. I have my medical store's number. I have, so I get the medicine delivered. I make sure that the first dose has been taken, and then somebody from the family is taking care of it. So all that multitasking, multi-planning, once you learn it and once you start practicing it, I think it's possible to do anything. So yes, we have more responsibilities and we take on more responsibilities. It's not that it's been put
Absolutely.
on
See,
us.
being a mother, if you decide to have children, they have to be your priority. There is no other way around. Everything else is comes on the back end. Your children, for
True.
me, my children are, they are just there. They are the top priority, and after that, of course, my family. So, as an entrepreneur, that comes later. Okay, but the best part is to be able to balance them again. You don't have to give up. You can do all of it together. It's just
True.
sometimes something comes in the front, sometimes something else takes a backseat, which is fine. But yeah, being a mother is definitely always on the forefront. But never have I thought of giving up because I have children. That's
True.
not even a
I
choice.
think for a lot of people, especially for me, my children have been the reason that I have continued. Because as a single mother, for me, it's really important to get the bread home, to get the cheese home, to get the luxuries home at times, because I want to give them that vacation. I want to give them that extra education. I want to give them that extra classes. So I think on the contrary, for me, they've been my driving reason. They've been my reason that I haven't given up, because otherwise I had enough to feed myself. I had enough to, just sit down, lie there, and do nothing. That would cost me less money than sitting down and doing a business. But I decided to venture out, invest in myself, grow myself, and I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful to have a very very strong reason to do something. So, Reet, a lot of people watching us may want to understand that what are those 4 5 things that we as entrepreneurs can add to our list of things we want to develop in ourselves, or list of things we want to do, that will give us an edge over the other entrepreneurs. What are the things you would advise or you would suggest that it could be women or men? What are the things that entrepreneurs should do? Because you meet, can you tell your role in BNI? What does assistant area director in BNI mean? A lot of people may not understand that. It's a huge responsibility, but I think it's
So
also a
yeah,
huge
yeah, yes. It is about managing the various groups in BNI that we have. So currently, I manage 15 of those groups. I have about 850 members that I look after and ensure that they are doing well in BNI. So
so
that is,
850 businesses.
yeah, yeah, 850 entrepreneurs whom I always ensure that I am able to take it forward and help them in
and
their
I'm
entrepreneurial journey.
and I'm one of them.
Yeah. Fortunately for me, you're one of them. Yes. So a couple of things that entrepreneurs, especially the women entrepreneurs, I think is always have clarity in your head as to give yourself importance. Don't think that you are not important. Don't get lost in the various roles that you play. Okay. So know that you're an entrepreneur. Feel it from within, that you are someone who can earn a living. You are someone who can have a bank balance. You're someone who can be independent. You're someone who can support someone else as well. Okay, the minute you have
True.
that feeling, you will be able to drive what you're doing. Also, for because we are women and we multitask so much and we want to reach out everywhere, it's always very important that we do what we love doing. Okay, so always pick up a profession, pick up something that you love doing, because only then you will be able to give it that time, that interest, and that attention.
True.
So always pick up something that you love, what you're passionate about. Thirdly, I think what entrepreneurs should do, and they tend to forget to do, is pray. Okay, I believe in the power of prayers. Whoever is your god, whoever is your guru, I'm blessed to have a guru in my life. Whatever you do, pray, because that is miracles happen. I have seen them happen, and I believe they've happened because we've prayed, or
True.
and I've had that faith. So I strongly feel I keep going because there is this external source that gives me that energy, that gives me that positivity to keep going.
So
So pray.
spirituality and faith is really important.
It matters. It really
Yeah.
matters. We don't realize it, but when we actually start exercising it, we realize its importance and its power. So it's very important to pray. And again, gratitude. There will be times
Yes.
when you might not be
I
doing
was
so
I
well.
was just going to I was just going to mention that because I was going to tell you, kid, Reet, I have prayed, and now I've reached a level of gratitude that even small things. Because the other day, something happened, and I was sitting in my living room and I was looking at the walls, which I think around 19 years old, with the wallpaper peeling off, and some things not working in the house, and I said, but yes, I earned it. I have worked so hard for this place, and that particular wall is a great, it's gratitude that I am sitting with my own home, starting from nowhere to reaching here. And I think gratitude is underplayed. It's underplayed in a huge way in everybody's life, because giving gratitude can change a lot of things. It has changed a lot for me also. I'm a firm believer of gratitude.
Absolutely. And it multiplies, it bounces back.
Yes,
The energies bounce
it
back.
does. What else?
I mean, for all the women entrepreneurs, all I'll say is it's our world out there to conquer. Make sure that we are all the queens of our kingdoms. We are all the princesses of our families' hearts. If like I'm lucky that I've also had a spouse who's my husband, who's always been supportive, who's always pitched in when needed for the children. So never take the family support for granted, because when you don't
True.
have it, then you realize what you're missing out on in life. So never take that for granted. And yes, it's a little tougher for us than it is for the men out there. There is no doubt about that, because like Gemini said, if the kid has fever, the men will go to work. It doesn't matter. We will stay back. It is, but that's why we are special. That's why we are called angels when we are born, because we are special
True.
and we are capable of handling such things. So just be the queen. Never feel like you're the maiden. Be the queen. That's what's important.
And Reed, I think something you are consciously, subconsciously, practicing all the time, which you forgot to mention, is your contribution, your givers gain policy that you have taught a lot of us. And of course, my mentor also has, made me realize that the more I give, the more I get. And it's not about getting more, but it is the satisfaction, is the love, it is the amazing power of giving. When you can give only when you have. And I believe that when you give, you will have. It's like a vicious cycle. It's like, if you have, you will
Uh,
give, and if you give, you will have. But Reed, contribution plays such a huge role in everybody's life. But as a business person, you're very calculative. uh, Not I'm saying you, but in general, people are very calculative, because businessmen talk about profit and loss, profit and loss. So it's an immediate transaction. So you're looking for, the small picture, that today I'm giving, I will get. If I give, I will get. So what do you have to say about contribution? Because you know what, we're coming to an end to the time that we have. But I want this to be really drilled into my audience's head, that what can contribution do? Can you share some stories or
So
some
yes, you are absolutely right that businesses are calculative. They're supposed to be. That's how you make profits. It's great to want to earn more and more profits. There is absolutely nothing wrong in it. You must be
true,
ambitious, but you must always try that others also get profits. You must never feel that you must prosper but others must not so much. And once you start thinking that way, that let's grow together, let's give others a chance to grow with us, you will see the magic, because they will then also give you a chance to grow with them. you know
true.
so must give unconditionally. It is very important that the more you give and this giver's gain doesn't apply only in your business, it applies everywhere. you know of
True.
course business, yes, but it applies everywhere today. If you are able to give unconditionally to community, to society, to your family, to your business, it will all come back. It bounces back. Of course, you don't give it with the intention that it should bounce back. You give with the right intention, but once you give, you will see that it will automatically come back to you. Automatically it
So
comes back
Rheet,
to you. There
sure,
was a time in the past that I had helped a particular entrepreneur by giving him a couple of connects, and just telling him, just give them a call. I know they are in requirement of your product. Just see if that works for you. And I had left it at that. Okay, I had forgotten about it. And a couple of months ago, I actually got a call from him saying that you have no idea what those connects did for me. They actually set the way for me to be what I am today. And now I am here and I want to help you in any way that you want. So
wow,
I didn't have much that I could ask from him, but just the thought that I was able to help someone. And today I know that I have someone I can call upon to any time for help, who will always
awesome,
be there. So that's the beauty of giving without thinking, of giving
sure.
unconditionally. Maybe now, maybe not 3 months, but somewhere down the line it is going to come back to you in a very, very positive way. So when you give to the, my guru always says that you must always do good deeds. So when you give to the poor on the streets, what do you think happens? आपके probably it's a little less money in your bank account after that, but trust me, it's there's a lot more that's adding on to your karma. That's a lot more that's adding on to your spiritual account. And at the end of the day, that is all that matters. We are not taking our bank balances anywhere. We are taking our karma with us, our spiritual accounts with us, and we are. That is what we will be remembered for, always.
Wow, that's amazing, Reet. And sometimes you feel like a soul sister. You speak my heart out at times. And you know what? For you to come onto my show and to agree to come and speak, I was like lost. And what am I going to ask? There is so much I can. I can go on days and days talking to you and understanding from you because you've seen so much. About a mindset of entrepreneurs. So Reet, as a young woman, you may have dreams, you have reached so many things. So I'm going to give you a 1 minute to think while I speak about you. You need to share with us what's your dream. And I mean, of course you've had dreams and you have come this far. What is your bigger picture in life? What's that final legacy you want to leave behind? What is it that you want to be known as? Because I want my entrepreneurs to see that here's a woman who has reached a height of success, a level of you can say understanding about herself. She's got faith, she's got her self beliefs in place. She's a take charge woman. I would truly say that a take charge woman would look like what she does. She would speak like what Reed does, and she would contribute to the world the way she is contributing. And that does not mean she goes and donates lakhs and lakhs of rupees every day, or she goes into a seva sang and spends like 10 hours. She is adding value to each and every person who comes across her life. She inspires, she leaves behind an impact on the people who meets her, because she's the kind of personality you would want to be like. It's the kind of personality you want to see in yourself develop. Because I would really want to be reached off. I would really want to have a little bit of Reet in me, so that I would never lose my grounding, and I would never get it to my head that, oh my god, I'm so great, and I can do it, and you are not good enough. So I would never want to be in that space. And I think women like Reet, when they stand as leaders and they speak, they inspire me. So Reet, share with us your dream, so that all the people watching here today will also dream with you, and your dream will come true very soon.
So, like I told you at the beginning, I was never, I never thought I will be an entrepreneur or a leader. It just kept happening. And you will not believe it, Gemini, but even today, everything that happens, it just happens. I really never thought that I would want to be the assistant data director of the Mumbai West region or whatever. It was never planned. It just, for me, it's just about working hard. And that's what I want to do till I exist. I just want to work hard. And I want to beat my own records. My competition is only and only with myself. So
Wow.
bringing smiles to people around me, never trying not to hurt anyone around me, and that's what I want to be remembered for being hardworking, because I think that's the key to everything in life. Just work hard, give it your best shot. So even if you fail, even if you fail, it's okay, but you gave it your best shot. That is important, and I want to be remembered as someone who did that, who always
Wow.
gave her best to anything and everything that she got into. बाकी सब सक्सेस विल फॉलो यार. I mean, you don't have to work towards success. You just have to work towards doing your best and keeping everyone around you happy. Success will automatically follow. There is no measure.
Wow.
What I think success might not be for someone else. So yeah.
So, Reed, this has been amazing, and we can go on for a couple of more hours. But I think my audience is truly enriched by what you said and shared with us. So, thank you so much for being on my show,
Thank you for
and
having me. Suresh.
I'm going
Thank
to
you.
keep following you till I get into that level of, that yes, I am going to do and give it my best. Of course, I have been a hardworking person, but now I want to be a smart working person. Somewhere I want to, take a back seat. But I can
Yeah.
understand that everything takes hard work. And thank you for being on my show and giving this
Thank you for having me.
valuable.
You are inspiring yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. A big virtual hug to you and keep inspiring us. Thank you.
I'll see you very soon. Thank you so
So,
much.
all those who are watching this show, Rheet Shroff has shared part of her journey, which has been beautiful. I would want you to put in a little bit of love for her, send in some hearts, send in some comments. Do share with me what you think about this show, who you want to see on this show. If you have any particular request to get on some women entrepreneurs, some men, some amazing children, who do you want to see on the show? Put in your comments and tag them. I am at Dhar Gemini on Instagram, and I'm going to be on 10 News for many, many more months. So please give in the names and connects of people that you want to see on the show. I will bring them on and I will share their story. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.